Ladies and gentlemen, this is Rensler with SkyRender Studios, and today we are going to be doing a base defense. This is episode 9 of the Factorio tutorial series, and I realize that we have a pretty decent base going, but we don't have any defense. So let's get loaded in, click play, click load game, and I did some other videos, so you'll see those there. And Factorio tutorial save that we have, we'll hit load and we'll get in the game. And I do apologize about the audio in the last couple videos. Things were kind of a little wonky, so I have turned the game sound down actually quite a bit to make sure that I don't have to be amplified as much in contrast. And really, there's nothing in the game in terms of sound that are like audio clues, so there aren't any real cues or clues in the game. So it was kind of needlessly too loud, so I fixed that for you. So let's just take an inventory of what we've got going on here. I have a decent power grid being fed properly by coal down there and up here. I have a research lab. If we look to the right, I have some awesome coal production going, or we have anyway. We've got a little bit of iron production. We do need to find a bigger iron deposit, of course, and we'll do that, which is also a scalable production, minus the fact that we don't have a way to get the materials out of our furnaces. So we're going to do that probably next episode, because I expect this episode honestly to take a little while. And what I'm going to do is, if this is over 20 minutes, I'm going to break it into 2 parts. So this may or may not be part 1 of a 2-parter, so we'll see. And of course I have my right now not designed to be scalable copper because it's just not lined up correctly. And we'll optimize that. We'll get there. But if we push M and we go to our main map here and I zoom in just a little bit, okay, I want you to notice the orange. So this lit up box, that's where my guy is right now, and that's the visible area around it. So if I zoom all the way out like this, that's that portion on the map. But do you see this orange that's right there? That orange right there, that is the pollution footprint that I am creating right now. So anything that burns anything that I'm doing with my pollution, with producing, with furnaces, with all that stuff, that produces pollution, and the natives do not like it. So the reason why we haven't been actively attacked is because this pollution map is not hitting yet any of our enemies. And you'll see there's a sizable base off to the east there, so we'll have to be worried about that, right? We'll have to make sure that we don't just run in and go, "Hi guys," and just like get wrecked, because we could honestly totally get just straight up shreked by those guys. So what's good is that we have a lake to the south of us, right, the southeast, and to the west of us, and that makes it to where we don't have to have as many stone walls to fix this. So what we're going to do is we're going to research turrets. We're going to give ourselves some defense. Then we're going to try to make an ammo network for said turrets, which is going to be using our plates, right? And then we will be building walls. So this may actually, I actually expect this to be a 2-parter, honestly. We're at that kind of point now. So with all the stuff that we need to do, because we can't just ramp up bullet production, and we can't just start ramping up turret production simply because I don't have scalable production right now. And I'll show you why. I can explain why, and I'll show you. Okay, so right now I have to control click all these guys to get their inventory. That's not useful. Also, I have assemblers that could be using these plates, but because these furnaces cannot take their finished materials and put them somewhere automatically, I'm not automatically pushing anything, and it's just not conducive. It doesn't help. It doesn't work. So what we're going to do is, this is going to be a little bit. This is going to be kind of an involved episode. I'm just warning you right now. It's going to be a 2-parter. Okay. We push E. We go to our crafting and our logistics menu. What we will need to get iron plates and copper plates out of our furnaces and into other things are long-handed inserters, and I will explain why, and I will show you why. So honestly, if we back up just a step, the first thing that we really need to do is we need to fix our belt network. Now, this does not allow us to scale. What it really does not allow us to do is to scale the output from the furnaces, because quite literally there's physically nowhere for them to go right now. So we're going to fix that. So I'm going to fix iron first. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. What I need is the block that's outside of the ore feeder that needs to be available for me to put another belt on there. So what we're going to do, we're just going to turn this guy around, because eventually it's going to be going that way. Okay? And we're just going to use right click, and we're going to pick up all these belts. And I don't want to do that. Okay, so we know that these are going to be the bottom of our producers here, so that's great. That's what we want. Okay. Now we're going to take our belts, we're going to run them on the outside here. And all they have to do is be below where this inserter is going to go. Excellent. Okay. We get the same result. But now what I have, because these occupy 2 vertical spaces, I guess you could say, 2 pieces on the grid here, that I can put another inserter to take things out of this furnace and put them somewhere, and that's precisely what I want to do. So that is fixed that, and we want to fix this as well. Honestly, it just involves taking this and moving it 1 block over. So we're going to take this guy, we're going to turn him around, and what we're going to do is just grab all this stuff. And there we go. If I can get my rotations correct. There we go. So now what I have is that 1 block there, that 1 spot there that is good. Okay. Now what I need obviously for this is density, but that's okay. Now I'm ready to look at my outputs, right? So let's do that. So what we're going to do is take this belt here. We're going to run this like that, and we'll go right up to there. Then we'll do one on this side here. We're going to click and drag. I'm just holding left click, and we're just going to drag and run here and build those out just like that. Perfect. Okay. So now what I need are 3 long-handed inserters. So we're going to push E, and we're going to look at our long-handed inserters. I'm just going to left click 3 times here. And what's happening is that it builds the prereqs for my item, and then it builds my item. Now, if I had normal inserters in my inventory, you will see there in the ingredients list that one of those normal inserters is an ingredient. So what I will do is I would make a gear wheel if I didn't have any. I would use an iron plate because that's my raw material. That if I already had an inserter, it's not going to make another one, it's going to consume that one. So what I do is, let's say we're going to be adding another furnace to this, right? So what I would want to do is I build the furnace, right? And I craft the furnace. I want to craft my long-headed inserter first, and then I craft my normal inserters. That way I end up with 3 or 2 normal inserters, 1 long inserter, and of course my furnace. That way, when if I make that long inserter last, it will not consume, or it will consume one of my normal inserters, and then I have to make another one. So, just an order of operations thing for you. And I'll probably put some text at the bottom to kind of explain what I mean, or I may even put a graphic up that explains it. So, just so you guys understand. So what we're going to do is take our normal long-handed inserter here, and I'm going to have to get into space. Now this can pull 2 blocks away, and it can place 2 blocks away, which is great because that's where my transport belt is, so that's fine. Also, it's why these furnaces are they occupy 4 grid spaces, and that helps us because we can take an inserter, put it right next to the furnace, and it will still grab from it, right? So we do this, go like that guy, and now, because it knows it's not the thing giving it ore, and it's taking from the furnace, it knows to grab the normal furnace result inventory and put it on the belt. So that's what we're doing there. Alright, so now that's just gonna keep putting belts on there until it runs out of plates on there until it runs out of space, of course, right? And then we can do whatever we want with these belts. And trust me, with turrets and ammo, we are most definitely going to be using that. Okay. The next thing is the copper line, right? So we just rotate this around by using R, and we click on that guy, and we click on this guy. And now they will be placing more copper plates on that line. Awesome. Now we can take this and we can scale this as far north as we need to, right? and that's really important. So what we want to do is I need to get a power pole in the correct place here. And I'm actually going to make one more furnace. We'll go to production here, and I'm going to make another furnace. Then I'm going to make a long-headed inserter, and it's going to do that in the queue, and I'm going to make 2 more of these normal inserters after that. And that's what I need to expand my line here by 1 furnace. So I place the furnace, I place my inserter, my long-handed inserter for the result. Then I take my normal inserter and give it fuel, and then I give it something to burn. Awesome. Those are the items required to expand my network by 1. Perfect. So now, of course, I don't have anything, right? I don't have anything producing on this line. So that's going to be important for me to get done here. So what we're going to do is we're going to see what it takes to make a turret. So what we're going to do is come over here to combat, and we'll notice that we have a radar. So you know what? I haven't actually researched turrets yet, and that's okay, because we're going to do that. So I have a radar. Radars are very important. Do I have a... I don't think I have a radar. So let's make a radar. So I'm going to hit radar here, and it says it's going to take 9.3 seconds total to make a radar. Okay. And we're going to push T here. And turrets are a thing, so it says I only need 10 packs, 10 red science packs here. So we're going to do the research there. And I'm going to push E again and go to intermediate products and science pack 1. So I'm just going to left click 10 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And those, of course, are going to create down there in the left here. So we'll just, while that's doing that, we'll just run towards our lab. And I will click on the lab and control click to give it my science pack inventory here. And now that's going on its way. So I'll come over here and find out what's going on. These guys are running out of fuel. Okay, well, to grab fuel quickly, to pick things up off the ground, it's F. So I'm just going to hold F and run backwards on this belt and grab myself a whole bunch of coal there. And control click this guy and control click this guy. There we go. That's awesome. I'm actually pretty happy with this level, guys. I think that I've done okay. I'm happy with how this is going. We're not getting immediately bombarded by the natives. I have a multiplayer server, and our map on there, we are getting wrecked. It's fun because it's challenging, but good lord, the natives have wrecked our base, I don't know, 10, 12 times? Possibly more. I mean, they've attacked a bunch of times, probably 30, but there have been a good 10, 12 times where they came in, they got past our walls and our turret network and everything, and just started going ham on our infrastructure. And that's what I don't want to happen here. So that's why we're doing this base episode here. Okay. So now we've got our research going, and we're just about ready for turrets. So I'm just going to give this the little bit that it needs to finish out here. Actually, let's place our radar, right? Now, the radar does require power, so we're going to stick it right here. And what it's going to do... Oh, good. The turrets are done. Okay, we're going to hit escape there. And it's going to scan the entire sector for enemies and things. So let's... And if we hit M, it may actually give us more data. I know that what radars are supposed to do, but honestly, I don't know. How this is. It may update my map. Maybe it updates the map. Oh, it's giving me more of a mini-map. So it's showing me everything that we... Okay, so it allows you to zoom the mini-map out and gives you more of a... Here's what's going on. So now it's scanning sector by sector. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. So now we can make turrets, right? So I push E to get into my crafting again, right? We go to combat. Now we have turrets. Super important. So we need a lot of iron plates and a lot of copper. So let's make our stuff work. So I just go to the end of the belt, and I'm holding F. And I'll just push E and look at my So now I have 190 plates. Now I should be able to make 5 turrets, yes. Okay, so I can make 5 turrets. So I'm going to left click 5 times. So I'm able to use 1 turret at a time, so it makes the gears that I need. And of course, if I had a setup for gears, then I would totally be able to grab the gears off the line and just not have to make those, right? I'd only have to make the turrets. And honestly, I can use an assembler and have it make turrets for me. So that'd be pretty cool. So we have a turret. Now, something a turret needs, obviously, is ammunition. So I need iron plates, and it takes 2 iron plates to make a magazine, right? And you want your turrets to always have mags, but in the beginning, I'm going to have to set up a couple turrets, and they're only going to have a couple mags each, maybe 5. When a turret is automatically loading itself from a belt-fed network, it automatically stops at 10 mags, but it can hold more than that. I don't know if it's 50 or 100. Might be 50, but honestly I don't know. So I can make 38 regular mags, so I'm just going to shift left click because I need all of them, honestly. And I'm just going to let these guys keep producing. They're doing their job. I'm just going to run up to them and just control click them. There we go. Makes that pretty fast, right? Because I'm grabbing their inventories. Okay, cool. So now we've got more magazines. You'll see down here in the bottom right that my actual personal inventory of magazines that I can use to shoot enemies with, because I have a pistol. That is where those mags are going, but of course I can pick up out of that and put it into a turret, which is precisely what we need to do. So first, let's protect our power grid. So we're going to come up here to the top left, and I'm going to place a turret here in the corner, and I'm going to jump into its inventory. I'm going to pick up my ammo here. I'm going to give it 10 mags. There we go. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a turret with 10 mags in it, so we officially do have defense. So we're going to split this up, and we'll make this the end of part 1. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Rensler. You guys have been amazing. You're awesome. Stay tuned for part 2 of defense. I will put this up. This is going to be the Thursday episode, so you know what? You're going to be getting part 2 tomorrow on Friday. So I will make sure part 2 Friday that you're good to go, alright? Alright, everybody.
And I want to say this to the television audience. I made my mistakes, but in all of my years of public life, I have never profited from public service. I've earned every cent.